Welcome everybody to the film breakdown. Before we get started, I'd like you guys to please, if you like the video, leave comments, subscribe, and check us out for all your fantasy football information on our website, www.cheatcodesports.com. So let's get it going. What's going on with Cheat Code Sports fantasy football fans? All right, y'all. So today we're going to be talking about Joe Mixon. He has been hot garbage, but there's actually some surprising things here. So Joe Mixon in 2019 started off the first 3 weeks of the season as the RB34 with 26.8 fantasy points. He's actually doing better than that this year, but he is RB38 for 2020 in PPR, and he is 27.2. So he's 0.6 points better than he was last year. So you remember last year, everybody was ready to jump off a cliff with Joe Mixon. He turned on his season later on in the year, and we saw some good things out of Joe Mixon towards the end of the season. So before you jump off a bridge and sell him for pennies, let's watch some of this video and figure out what we're going to do with Joe Mixon this year, because there is a lot of stuff going on in that backfield, which is not allowing him to get points. So let's see what's going on. All right, so on this first play, you're going to see Joe Mixon take it outside. It's really his best run of the game, honestly. You know, he has a catch later on in the game for about 11 or 12. But, you know, they go in I formation with the tight end. He cuts it to the left, you know, just has the speed to get to the outside and cuts it upfield. And there you go, 12 yards. Well, 11 yards is what they put officially, but looked like a 12-yarder to me. Now, a lot of what the Bengals are doing is just trying to get as many blockers in for Joe Mixon as possible. I mean, you're going to see a bunch of guys going to the right side, and Joe Mixon just cuts it up. That's a first down play right there. You know, Joe Mixon still looks like the bouncy, quick, you know, player that I've seen on tape for every single year of his career. You know what I mean? This dude is a very good running back, and I know a lot of people keep telling you that, and he's just not putting up the stats in the beginning of the season, but that's because this offensive line is just not good. You're going to see A.J. Green go in motion here. You know, Tyler Boyd comes close into the formation like I just said. You know, they basically are just trying to get as many blockers in as possible because this offensive line is not making holes. And there's a nice little hole right there, and you can see what Joe Mixon can do. You know what I mean? Now, Fletcher Cox gets some penetration here. He cuts it inside, and there you go. You know, he makes a nice little play. Fletcher Cox was a recurring theme in this game. You know, it was a lot of Fletcher Cox taking on two-man blocks and just killing everything. You know, Joe Mixon makes a nice little cut right there. See, so like what you're seeing here is good running backing. Like that's boom, that little cut right there. That's a broken tackle. You know, the guy is a broken tackle machine. The guy is just very, very good. There he goes, cutting it up. It's just he just doesn't have the time to. You know, there's never offensive linemen in the secondary. If you notice, the offensive linemen are all engaged. It's constant. It happens all the time. There they go, bunch formation again. You know, it's just this is what the Bengals are trying to do to try to get Joe Mixon to, you know, unleash Joe Mixon, I guess is what you could say. Once again, Joe Mixon is, you know, takes it, cuts it inside because there's nowhere to go. There's, you know, two defenders there to tackle him. And that's what happens when your offensive line gets no push. So it's constant, you know, maneuvering, trying to get him going. There you go. He cuts it outside here for a 1 yard gain. You know, there was nothing there. It was supposed to go to the left side here, cuts it back. You know, this is not a design cutback. This is just the penetration upfield. Boom. Let me put my foot in the ground, go the other way because there's nothing here. I mean, he's going to break these eventually. That's what you guys got to remember. Like, he may not be breaking them right now, but he's going to do this eventually. This was a design throw to the flat, and, you know, once again, penetration on a blitz, and they just pop it up in the air, and it doesn't go for anything. See, whoop. See, it's just nothing you can do there. Had he caught the ball, he would have been tackled anyway. All right, so on this play, they, you know, nice little, you know, toss play. He was in the slot. They call him over for the toss. He basically catches it almost like an end around, and basically grabs it and gets what he can get from it. You know, I mean, that's a nice little run of 6-7 yards. But a lot of these plays are just nothing. Like this here, goal line stand. They just, this is on first down. So they give him the ball. He cuts it up. Boom. Dude right there. Like with no blocker on him. Unblocked. Hits Joe Mixon. You know what I mean? Like these linemen are not shedding blocks. They're, it's just, there's nothing he can do. There's really nothing he can do here. And the Bengals know it, which is why they threw the next 2 downs and ended up kicking a field goal there, I believe. So here's a little pass, jukes it to the outside, 4-yard gain. Nothing crazy. Basically, just a little dump off to the flat, trying to get something going. And they need to do more of this. Like, this needs to happen more for Joe Mixon to become more fantasy relevant and to open up these defenses from just crowding the box on him constantly. Like, it's just a constant thing that these guys are playing to eliminate Joe Mixon. Eliminate Joe Mixon, make Joe Burrow make the throws is what teams have been doing. And Joe Mixon, to his credit, has been doing what he can do. Hits a stone wall on this play. Like, stone wall. Here we go. Boom. Fletcher Cox, once again, just stonewalling his guy. Boom. Block. Tacklers get to the ball carrier. It's just a constant theme with this Bengals team. There he goes again. Has to make a guy miss in the backfield to even get a positive yard out of that play. I mean, like, look how easily 97 gets upfield. Boom. There you go. 96 is there. 97's there. It's just, this is nothing that Joe Mixon can do about, anything about. Now you're going to see this little toss play. This is what I've been saying. Like, this is what they have to do for Joe Mixon to get anything. Because, misdirection, get the Eagles defense moving in one direction, go to the other, and Joe Mixon gets a nice gain there. It's, they need a lot of this to continue. It could, because this offensive line is hat on a hat, is not making any push. Look at that. Like, no push at all. You got your lineman and your tight end trying to move someone and just cannot do it at all. There goes Brandon Graham, just like right there. You see what I mean? Like, it's just no push. No push. Doesn't matter what team they're playing. This has been all season long. This team is just not getting any push. There you go. You see, Mixon lined out wide, gets into the backfield. Another misdirection. This is actually a really nice play. It's a misdirection screenplay. You know what I mean? He gets 13, 14 yards out of that one. You know what I mean? And he knows he could have easily, maneuvered to get around that guy. If you watch, see, this is the perfect little play setup. Boom. Gets the blocks. Boom. If he cuts off that guy, and doesn't get tackled there, it's probably another 5 or 6 yards he gets. So, and he knows it. But, this is the kind of stuff that they're going to need to do to get Joe Mixon going. They need to get Joe Mixon going. Like, look at that. Brandon Graham is in the backfield before the ball is like, look, the defensive linemen are jumping before the offensive linemen move. They're back there with no qualms at all, like at all. There's nothing stopping them from getting back there. All right, on this play, see again, they put a guy in motion, another misdirection, but guess what? 2 defenders shed their blocks really quickly and are just in the backfield. Man, it's tough to watch, see, because you see he wanted to cut up field, but he knew there was no hole there. There was nothing. They were closing. Like no blocking. Once again, Joe Mixon gets a carry here, and what can he do? What can you do there? You know what I mean? Like, and that is really good play considering how quickly the defense got back there. Look how fast they get back there. Like, this is just, come on, man. Like, and that was actually a hold. He's lucky, you know what I mean? That guy's lucky he doesn't get that call, but Joe Mixon does what he can do. It's one of those things, guys, where Joe Mixon is going to have his day. He's going to be very good this season. I know a lot of people are down on him. They want to sell him, but I'm not selling because you're getting pennies on the dollar for him. He's a very good player in a situation that's just not very good right now. So, don't sell him. Hold on to him, and I would buy, actually. So, good luck, y'all. Have a good season.